Hey all you crafty people. We did page 1, now we're doing page 2. And we've got the little booklet that we made. Alright, so, and the little booklet is 5.5 this way, and this is 1/4 of an inch. So, all in all, it's still the 11, and we did it at 5 3/8 and 5 5/8 is where we did the score marks. Okay, so I'm thinking that I'm going to love this on the pocket, and then I really want to stretch this piece of paper to do this on the cover, but yet I want enough of this to go just underneath the pocket. So, first thing we have to do is we have to make, because this is 8.5, this is 8. So I took a piece from the first page and I sliced 3/8 of an inch 4 times. So I have those, I have those strips. So for the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these strips down, and I'm going to get my little cutter and bring it in so I can make some quick little cuts. I love having this little cutter. Just makes it so much easier than going to the big one. If I can see where I put my mark, right there. Oh, I can't see where my mark is. Again, right there. Okay, let's see if I did that correct. And let me see, does it work on this side as well? And it does, so I'm just going to take and cut myself another piece. All right. So we have the 2 pieces. Get rid of that white core. Oh my goodness, I tell you guys, I have been crafting or in my craft room all day today, and it has been eons since I have done that. My husband just went out and did his thing today, and I asked him if he needed any help, and he said no. I said, okay, I know where I'm going. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, allergy person, and I don't have too many problems with allergies here. I'm living in Kentucky. I have less here than I did when I lived in Florida, and that's kind of weird because I did ink that, because you have the ocean breezes, and we lived right off of the Gulf of Mexico, so you would have thunk that it would have been better, but no. I am way better here, but there are times that I need to have something to help me out. So I'm going to cut the barcode piece off of here. Throw that away because they don't put any pretties on there. It makes me so mad. All right, so now I'm going to line this up. And I'm going to cut, where are you? And I'm thinking I'm going to want a little black edge in between the 2 pieces. I think I will like that. And it will give me a 1/2 inch or so of paper to use for something else. Look at me. Where's my mark? Oh my heavens, I tell ya. Well, I know I put it there. There it is. All right. I can't really afford to make a mistake. Oh, I'm going to have to redo this. Let's give us a little bit of 1/8 of an inch. Move it back. 1/8 of an inch there and 1/8 of an inch there. And just made it a teeny bit longer so I could see it better. See how that works for me. Take your time, guys. Take your time and get it right where you want it. And see, now I have a strip. And it says Bird Watcher. The bottom of it's cut off, but I could still use that, and it has bird heads. Or it's for a nice strip. So we're definitely going to have to be watching our paper, but we should be okay. Alrighty, so there's that. And then we're just going to, I want to line it up with these two little pieces. So even if this is not straight, which it should be because these two pieces are the same length, because I cut one off of the other. So this should line up on my cutter line for line once I get it straight. And it almost does. Almost. I mean, it's off by a hair. A hair. People, a hair. Okay. So we leave our little line there. And we leave our little line there. I love that. That's so pretty. Yeah. Okay, let's ink her up. Oh, and my husband's like, oh, you have to go into town tomorrow, right? And I said, yes, I have my doctor's appointment. Oh, well, I need... So, yeah, so tomorrow, not so much get to do what I want to do. Yeah, but that's fine. He does most of the shopping, which I absolutely love. He does almost all the grocery shopping. I make a list of things, but yeah, he does most of the grocery shopping, so I just love it. Just love it. Okay. Again, using the Fabri-Tac, we've got a little bit of time to move things around to make sure that our line is even on both sides and then all the way around. We want it to have that same black edge all the way around the paper. That's really pretty. That's really pretty. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, that is really pretty. Okay, so now for the I want to use this for both, but as you can see, I don't have enough. This has to go underneath the pocket enough that, you know, you're not seeing everything. And I'm going to do about a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to, let's see, let's do this first. Let's go ahead and put our, because I'm using the same pieces. And then I think I will also do this, which I will need to match up just a smidge. Well, no, if I put this in the center like this, then these will just overlap it on both sides. Perfect. So I'm just going to center this one. And this will extend my paper a little bit more. So I'm just going to kind of, I still want to have that nice little black edge. Don't push too hard the very first time you push the paper down. You want to give that glue some time before you squeeze it all out. There we go. All right. So now we can take this and just, you know, just a half an inch or so in, make a mark, and then I'm just going to do both the same. And I'm putting the two straight edges together and using my knot, I'm absolutely positive, not straight. So they're both the same, you know, when you just basically cut it in half. And I'm tucking the cut ends underneath. And then just line this up so it has that same little black edge. There we go. Very nice. Yummy! Yummy, yummy, yummy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Those of you that only have made... Now, and my friend Terry Lee, now I talked her into, well, I think other people did too. I don't think I was the only one doing it. But she started making mini albums because she was strictly journal making. But I said, try it. You will love it. It will be just something different, and it will give you more of an arsenal. I did not get this cut right here as well as I wanted, so hold on just a sec. But now she is so much, I think she enjoys the journaling part so much more because she now has the ability to do more. You know, it's just, here's about a half an inch. It just gives you that a little bit more in your arsenal. A little bit more in your arsenal. I'm going to go, I have a moth flying around me, and if it lands on me, I probably will scream, so don't let me scare you. Okay, so I am going to make a mark. I'm going to leave, just like I did here, I'm leaving a little black edge. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Let me just bring it over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. When the screen is blank, it's never as interesting as if you've got something to watch. Okay, so I'll be able to do something pretty nice with that, I think. Yes, so let's go ahead and get this measurement in here now for the top. And I want it right there. Okay. Save all these little pieces. Save, 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 save. Okay, so this is going back here. Isn't that beautiful? I love those feathers, just love them. And I love that this little black edge all the way around just finishes it up. I did not ink those. You guys didn't remind me. It's your fault. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I did not ink those. I hate when but you know, I've been doing so many projects without inking here. It's been quite some time that I have actually needed to ink. So, yeah, I gotta just kind of get back into the swing of things. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that one and this one. So Hopefully that will remind me. All right, let's get this baby glued down. All righty. And I have shown you all the ways that you can do things. You don't have to do measurements. So those of you that are journal makers, you don't have to know crazy measurements and all of that stuff. And if you follow the tutorial, I tell you how to cut, you know, when it has to be an exact match or something, you know, I'm giving you the measurements so you don't have to worry. Just follow along. All right. That's very pretty. I like that. Now, this. Let's see. I'm wondering, I think it's really about time that I should take a moment, because I will have this in here, but I want to take a moment and find some trims that I'm going to enjoy working with that I can possibly do with this. See, that's going to be pretty in there. But then I have this bit. Now I can just cut it off. It does not have to be that large because it is 5.5, and that would make it, you know, or I could put another piece here and then it would be even less that I'd have to cut off. So those are options, but I think I'm going to stop here, and because I don't really usually work on these with you guys. I usually do all the tags and everything to myself, and then you get to see the finished product during the walkthrough, and it gives you, you know, some surprises. If there's any big build information, of course I show you that stuff. So basically, page number 2 is done. I don't know yet what I'm putting in here. I might just do some colored cardstock. We basically have to wait and see how much paper I have left. So we have a nice big tag on page number 1, and then we'll have a nice big booklet on page number 2. Thanks guys for sharing with me. I think I'm going to go and look around and find some things that is going to go with this paper that I can start incorporating. Because I think possibly a little something here or here. Just all depends on what I do on the booklet. So, yeah. Love you all. Thank you so much. Join me, because next time we will do page number 3. Bye. Talk to y'all later. Yo, yo, guys. I'm back. Woo, woo. I am in the groove. We are working it. Now, this is just a flat page. There's no, I'm not going to put a pocket on there. I'm not going to do nothing like that. I am, however, going to use, I was going to go in and watch a little TV and just relax. And then I thought, now what is it that I want to do with this next one? And, and I just went to town. I'm going to go ahead and cut off this little border edge, and then I'm going to cut the first 2 rows off. 1, 2. Okay, and now I'm going to cut the little border edge off, and then I'm going to cut 6 rows of the 3 bird stamps. So 6 of these. Try and take your time and get them even, because it will work. It will look much nicer if they are even. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more. Okay. Oh, by George, they all look very nice. So this is still left. Very important. Keep that. Don't let it go anywhere. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want this one on the top. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off this border. That little piece we can toss, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off this border. But I am going to be cutting off some of this. So we're going to go from the one side to the other, and I'm going to cut right. So I'll have 2 little birdies, and I'm going to cut just a little bit more off of this one, so that I have a nice space right there. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Cut the edges off. This one I'm actually leaving the little stampage looking things. Oh, these little pieces, you know, that's up to you. I usually don't keep them. If they're like a, you know, 1/8 of an inch in thickness, I just don't keep them. I'm sorry. I just don't. So now this, I'm going to go ahead and cut. So I leave these 2 off, but I am going to have to cut a little bit of this stamp. All of a sudden, I've got moss, and now I have these big black ants, and I got nothing. I do not like bugs in my house, and I am sorry. I don't usually kill things, but I'm videoing. Usually I will take it outside, but that's the 4th one. I think I'm going to have to get somebody over here and check out what's going on, because I don't like that at all. I want to get a black edge, and I'm just not getting it with leaving the white. So I'm taking the white off. And that is leaving me a little black edge, and I'm going to have to do the same thing here. Pretty much take the white off of that one and take the white off of that one. And actually you should have these to be the same, and they are. So good. Okay. So now I have my border of birds on the top and my border of birds on the bottom. And then I just need my border of birds. And let's see. And we're just going to, I'm just getting a kind of a quick idea of what I need to do here. And then I think I'm going to start from, oh, you go away. Oh, sorry guys. Ugh, I don't like bugs. I'm really not a wimpy person, but I just really don't like bugs. in my house. If I'm outside, you know, it's their territory. It's not mine. Okay, so I think what I need to do is go ahead and glue the top and the bottom down, and then I can work the magic with these. The bottom piece, I'm only going to glue down the bottom part of it so that I can slide, so that I can slide what I need underneath, and then, oh, and ink. I gotta ink. I gotta ink. Okay. I'm really not trying to get it onto the paper at all. Just trying to get rid of the black edge. Okay, so this one I'm going to go ahead and glue down. This is the top because I'm going to butt the other ones onto it. So I can go ahead and glue this one down all the way. Because if there's going to be one cut, we're going to put it down towards the bottom and not up at the top where you're going to make most of your, you know, you're going to notice more things that are up at the top. Okay, nice black edge. There we go. Nice black edge. Perfect. Well, you know how perfect is. Now, I am going to cut off, this has a little bit of white, and I'm just going to have the green, and I'm going to go ahead and butt that right up against the top. And we're going to line up the sides. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to leave this until later. That will make it even easier. Okay, again, I'm just cutting that little bit of white off. And then it looks like we're just continuing down with an uncut piece of paper. Yeah, I'm really kind of worried about those black ants. I don't think they're carpenter ants, because carpenter ants I think have those big clawy looking things at their front, and I think my dogs have to go out. They're coming to visit me. Okay, there's that, and then cut off the white. If I could move the camera so you guys could see my little doggy at the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut off the bottom stamp. And glue this down. Some of it will be caught underneath, but I'm not going to worry about that. Make sure that does not look straight to me. Yes, baby, I know. I know. There we go. Okay. There. Whoop. It moved. That nice and straight? Certainly looks like it. Okay. Now we're going to do the same on this side. And I keep forgetting to ink these. Guys, come on. You got to help me out here. Got to help me out. Ink them! Let me go ahead and cut the white off. guess I don't really need to do the top and the bottom, just the sides. Because you want the top and the bottom to look continuous. Contiguous, continuous. One of those things. One of them there things. Okay. So let's keep that same black line down the edge. There we go. Whoops. Wait a minute, guys. I'm going to be done in just a second. They'll make me get out of the craft room for sure. Is that going to continue our little line? Okay, that one actually is a little thinner. There, we're going to do this one next. Did I ink this one? Yes, I inked this one. There we go. Same black edge. Keep an eye on it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this top one off. And I'm going to ink the sides if I haven't already. The bottom's going to be underneath and the top is going to be butted up, so it doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. Oh, good Lord. I have way too much fun. You guys are just the best. Just the best. I just, you know, it makes it fun to come in and craft when I know I'm talking to you guys. You know, it's just, it's like that. It's just kind of weird that I'm sitting in a room, empty house now except for the dogs, in a room talking to my camera and my telephone. That's weird. That's weird. But if I didn't have you guys to talk to, I would be sitting here by myself. Yeah, and that's not any fun. You know, all the time. There's some times that I go, yeah, I'm not going to video today. I just want to do something. I don't want to have to talk about it. I don't want to have to explain what I'm doing. I just want to do it. So, you know, then it's, but I have that option, you know, so that's nice. But I really like to be able to interact with you guys. And I'm getting to know so many people. It's just been so much fun. This whole community is just wonderful. I saw where a lady, and I'm sorry I don't remember her name or anything, but she had some really bad things going on, and she was, I guess it was, she was very depressed. And so then she asked everybody to kind of pray for her, and she said, she goes, I could only attribute it to the power of prayer. She goes, somebody was really making that prayer work. And she said, I felt fabulous today. So, you know, and it was, and, you know, I read the comments and everybody, oh, I was praying for you. And everybody was so happy that she was having such a good day. It was just really nice. So what do you guys think about that in there? I don't know. I don't know. Do I kind of like that better? This is really wild. And this is kind of tones all of this busyness down. What else? See, that one's too, oh no, that one's not too small. In fact, that one's like almost perfect. Ooh, yeah. I like that. What is the back of that? Oh, it's that piece. Yeah. And I mean, it's like the perfect size. I might have to cut it down just a smidge because it looks like it is not quite as... Let's see. I can get that. Let me get a line on the bottom and a line on the side the way I want it. And then I want cut here and cut here. Okay, so I'm going to do this cut first. Moth. And here I want to make sure that I'm getting it, that because this might not be straight, so I have 2 points to cut. That's the one reason I cut. Oh, and they're lining up perfectly. So that's good. Oops. Wait a minute. Well, let me check. I don't think I cut enough off, but let me just check before I... No, that's good. Yeah, I like that. I like it. I need to get my pencil mark off. All right. And again, these little strips like this, I'm going to put it in there. I don't know. Okay. Page 3 done. Page 3 done. Isn't that pretty? I think that's very pretty. Yeah. Yeah! Inked and everything. Yeah, I like to have a place, and then we can decorate one of the sides down here, you know? I am with these, it feels like I've had that bug landing on me or a bug crawling on me now. Since I've seen all these bugs, I hate them. Yuck. Yeah, but I am going to have to get... Ah, lovely, 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 lovely. I love it. Very nice. See, this is a fast-paced thing, guys. We're just running through them. I love it. We've got some of the stamps there, and then I've got some of the stamps there. So that works really nicely. So now what we have left for our first page, our first base page, is the back. And I will probably do not just a flat page on the back, but we'll see. We'll see. Sometimes I like to leave the backs till I see what I'm going to do. See, now this one, I could do a nice spread on both of these, but they don't really have in this paper collection, there's not really like a big spread that you could do. Of course, with this, I could flip it around, but it would still be a flat piece here. I don't know. We'll come to that when we get to it. But we got 3 pages done. I'm going to go and sit down and do nothing for a little while. Love you guys so much. We will talk to you later. I hope you enjoyed our little time together. I know I did. And Maybe next time I will have my other glue and my better bone folder. Okay, love you guys. Bye.